Sisters who watch. Sisters who watch. Sisters who watch.
The Circle.
Hey y'all, hey! Welcome to Sisters Who Watch.
Hello, I'm Shelby.
And I'm Laura, and we're sisters who watch everything. TV, movies, sports, concerts, and even catfishes competing for prize money. We love to watch, and we love talking about it even more. Today we're watching The Circle.
Circle. Yes! Season 6 of Netflix's social media competition show.
Whoop, whoop. That's it. Yes, and before we get into it, we have such a special episode today. Make sure that you're giving Sisters Who Watch 5 stars wherever you listen. Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and make sure you're following us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. We're there, all at Sisters Who Watch. And we have merch. Go buy our merch. We have hats, sweatshirts. Go support us. Go to our website, go to our shop tab, and get yourself some merch. Okay. Oh my gosh, Shelby. Introduce our special guest.
Yes, we are so excited to have Charrisse Russell, aka Paul from The Circle Season 6.
Paul in the building.
Yes. We might need a rap, Charrisse. We might need a rap.
Oh, you gonna hit me with it like it's what? What? You gotta give me more. I need more time.
Okay, yeah, not yet.
Okay.
But we're so excited to have Charrisse with us.
Thanks so much, man. I'm excited
Thank
to be
you
here.
for being here.
Yes.
And we'd love for you to introduce yourself to our audience, let the people know who you are.
I mean, you gotta let the people know, right? Like,
yes,
right.
So I'm Charrisse. I played my brother Paul on The Circle Season 6. It was a doozy. I'm excited that we can actually talk about it. You know what? I've held so much in, and I feel like talking with you guys, I'm like, we about to have some girl chat. So I'm excited to get the tea going. Honey, got my cup right here. Let's go.
And what's crazy is Laura and I both went to Cornell, so overlapped with Paul.
Shut the front door. I love that. I love that so much. I mean, I came to Cornell probably 4 times since he was there. So that's dope. It was super cold every time I went. So,
girl,
honey.
Right. And I remember him. He would tell me stories. He'd be like, we'd be going up the hill to class, and I'm like, bro, say it's a no for me. It's a no for me. Yo, how did y'all deal with that? The cold,
Girl, we're not meant for the cold. We're not. I was not meant for the cold. I had to walk up that hill every single day to get to class.
Oh my God.
It was rough.
Hey.
But, I enjoyed it overall. But the weather was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
I think I blocked it out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Apparently my freshman year, it was the worst winter they had in 40 years. Could not tell you how I made it to class.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, y'all made it. That's all that matters, right? We in here, honey. Yeah.
We have that degree. Yes.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. Paul and I were the same major.
Nice.
So I remember people would talk about him. And then when Lil Boo thing, blew up, Shelby was like, I know him. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like,
Girl,
what?
I was like, I know him. I'm like... Wait a minute, I know this guy. Shut up. It was crazy.
We watched the Bachelor franchise, and they were using Little Boo thing.
I know. And then he was, dude. Let me tell you, literally, when I watch little stuff that he does, I'm like, get out of here! This is my brother. Shut the front door. I can't believe it. Super proud of him, but at the same time, it's so hard for me to realize, this is my little brother. Even when we go places and people are like, hey, Paul, I'm like, they know you? How do they know you? Wait, what? So it's been a run. I love meeting people that know him because then it gave them a whole different context of the meeting on the show.
I'm a huge Circle fan. I've been watching since season 1. I really love the show. So, and Shelby and I were together in LA, and we were like, what should we watch? I was like, Shelby, can we watch The Circle? Come on, the new season just came out. And we saw, we were like, what? Paul Russell? I was like, Shelby, are you kidding? And then we just saw your personality and I was like, wow, I love Caress. I was rooting for you so hard.
Thank
right?
you. Thank you. I got a lot of hate, man. I got so much hate. Like, it was crazy, but thank you for rooting for me. I appreciate it.
Yes.
For sure. Before we get into it, we kind of wanted to get your thoughts on like Netflix reality shows in general and do a bit of like a reality breakdown.
You know, do you watch any of them? Do you watch any of the shows?
I was a big fan of The Circle, to be really honest with you. I was a huge fan of The Circle. Loved it. Watch it all the time. I'm like the only one in my friend group who watches it. So even when I'm with my friends, I'm like, girl, let's watch The Circle. And they'd be like, you know, and I'm like, dude, like, this is so good. Like, so I was already a fan. I also watch a lot of Netflix reality shows. I'm not really a TV person, but when I am, I prefer reality. I don't know why. I mean, every now and then I'll get a good drama, you know what I mean? Or I'm a Game of Thrones fan. I like Game of Thrones too. But like most of the stuff that I watch is reality. I watch The Trust. The Trust is one of my favorite Netflix shows. I know it's only had one season, but I can't wait till the second season come out. I'm a big fan of Squid Games. Honestly, like, if I could go on Squid Games, I so would. I love Love is Blind.
We love Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. Honey, I'm sitting over here like, that's the way I need to fall in love. Like, there's no other way for me to fall in love except I don't need to see him. I don't need to see him. I love The Ultimatum. Like, I'm a girl when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm like, honey, what did she say to what? Like,
so if you could go on like any Netflix reality show besides The Circle, would it be Love is Blind?
No.
You're like, this is how I fall in love. And it's like, no.
Love is Blind is probably my number 2 because this is the thing. Right now, spoiler alert, I lost The Circle. Okay, like $100,000 was like right there, and that money is gone. Now, when I look at Love is Blind, I'm like, yeah, you can fall in love, but then like the me that's inside of me is like, where's the shmoney? Where's the money? You know, nobody is on Love is Blind to make the money. Love is a good thing, but right now I need to check. So for me, I think Trust would probably be the one I go on, and it's because I like the setup, right? Like, I love the fact that you can win money all along the way. You can throw some people under the bus and win some money. I mean, you could be the first person there, and then 2 weeks later you're out, but at least you got 50 grand in your pocket. Like, I like the idea of increasing my chances of getting the shmoney.
Oh my gosh, I would love to see you on Love is Blind. That would be so good. You and the pods, like, freestyling. I see it. I see it. It needs to happen. Who's your favorite Love is Blind couple?
I think I'm with the rest of the world. Like, honestly, I loved AD and Clay. Like, this. Let me tell you. Listen.
Oh, Laura is triggered.
Are you triggered?
That couple
Listen,
is cursed.
Honey, I know they're not together right now. Honey, I've done the follow. You know how you watch the show, but then you follow the aftermath, and you like, who dating who? Was it a showmance? Was it a romance? Like, what was it? So, like, I've seen everything. I've been involved with it, and like, I don't know. They made me glued. Like, I couldn't wait till they talked together on screen. Like, I couldn't wait to see their interaction. I was just like,
I understand that. They were such an intriguing couple, right? They kept me guessing on my toes the entire season.
Absolutely.
They're just like Clay just needs to do so much better. The way he treated AD, it was too much.
You know, let me tell you this though. I don't know if you guys heard, but like, Clay was saying that, you know, he felt like AD, and I can't confirm or deny this, but like, he was saying that AD had a sugar dad. After hearing that, when I think of like how he played the situation, I feel like honestly Clay didn't quite know what to do, but I do respect the fact that he was like, I'm gonna try to respect her the whole way through it. Yeah. Even though I don't quite know where I stand with it, I'm gonna try to like do the best I can in it, and I see that in him, right?
No, that's good. That's good perspective.
Sugar daddy tea. I had no idea.
I don't know. I mean, I'm all for sugar daddies, you know? I'm
right? It's your bag.
If anybody watches this and they want to be my sugar daddy, then let me tell you, I am accepting applications, okay?
Yes. that check. Get that check. Come
Girl.
on.
Hey, any way you can.
The shmoney, okay?
We got to hear more about like your circle experience. We're getting
about it.
sidetrack about
No, we can talk for hours. I'm telling you. Okay, what do y'all want to know?
Okay, yes. So tell us about your journey to being cast on The Circle. How did this all start?
Yeah, so this is the craziest experience. So I watched The Circle, right? Big fan.
Mm-hmm.
My brother didn't even know I was a big fan. Like, I'm doing this in the privacy of my own home with my own friends, you know? And so one of the casting directors found my brother online. This was like right before Boo Thang was like blowing up. Like, he's just doing his thing. He's TikToking, you know, and he's going up in the ranks. And so he called me and he was like, Rest. He was like, I just got a call. And it's for this show called The Circle on Netflix. And I'm like, bro, shut up. And he's
That's
like,
my favorite.
I'm like, yo, you got something going on? Like, what are you talking about, bro? And so he's like, Rest. He was like, you know, they want me to do the show, but I'm going on tour. I'm doing some other stuff. And he was like, I think you'd be good at it. And I was like, say less. I'm going to body this show. This show has never seen anybody like me before. Put me on the screen, right? And so he's like, call this casting director. And so I called her. And we talked and she was like, look, she was like, we're at the last day of casting. She's like, you've got to get everything into us like now. And so like, she's like, I need you to record like all these little videos. So I went into my closet. I'm moving like, you know, clothes out the way. And I'm like, get out the way. I'm about to become famous. Like, get out the way. So I'm in the closet and I'm like, take one. And I'm like, oh my God, I would love to be on the Circle. I am like going in, and so I sent like all these videos, and they're like, she was like, "Oh my God, we love it." We go to the next round, and I promise you, it was like 5 rounds. And like every time I would get through the next round, I'd be like, "I'm not gonna make it. Like they're gonna see right through me. I'm a fraud, right?" Like, but then every time they'd be like, "Yo, good job." So next round, and I'm like, "Next round? Like, you're talking to me?" Yeah, they went to him first, and then they found me, and I made it. And honestly, it was a crazy experience, but I'm so excited that it happened.
I'm glad that you were on our screens because we needed you.
Thanks. I appreciate that. That. Yeah, dope.
What was your initial reaction when you found out that you made it on the show?
Shock. My brother's on social media. I'm not. When I hit 35, I was like, yeah, I'm still hip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here, like, you know what I'm saying? I know what's what. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Like, I am the trend, you know? And then, like, this process has showed me that, like, sis, you're not the trend. I'm thankful for it. I think that when I first started, I didn't have a lot of social media followers. And, like, now I'm starting to realize, like, what it really takes to, like, get them, to garner them. And, like, that in and of itself has been so rewarding for me. Like, I mean, a couple of Christmases ago, literally, my mom was like, you know, we're all kind of giving each other our Christmas presents. And, like, the one thing I wanted to ask my brother for was, like, I was like, shout me out. I want followers. And I didn't understand, like, what that meant to get them. And so, like, playing him has been so rewarding. That's been a crazy ride, but, like, an eye-opening ride.
That's great.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that you would be on reality TV?
So this is the first time I'm actually saying this because nobody knows this except my girls. But I went to law school about maybe 10 years ago.
Wow.
And one of my very close friends, she was like my second week in law school, she was like, Chris, what are you doing here? Like, you belong on TV. And, like, we joke about it because now she's an entertainment attorney. And, like, all my other friends, they're all attorneys or doctors. And they're, like, just, like, buttoned up people. And, like, you know, like, we have game nights and I walk in and I'm like, what's up? They're like, caress, like, we're trying to be, you know, we're professional or whatever. But she said it back in the day. She was like, you know, you belong on TV. And so we joke about it now. Like, I feel like I was always meant to kind of be here. I think I was always meant to kind of be in the public eye, and I was trying to find myself. And so, like, I feel like it was really just kind of a natural click for me.
The manifestation of, you know, your friend saying that.
Absolutely. Like, she called it. So, like, yeah, it was dope.
I definitely see it. Like, to be honest, like, you're magnetic. The energy you have, the presence. You are meant for TV.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And you said you were a fan of The Circle like me. You've seen the show. What were you expecting the show to be like? And how did being there just completely blow away your expectations?
Child. So I'm an in-person person. Okay? Let's just be clear. I am one of those people, and I wasn't big on social media before the show. But, like, if you catch me in a spot somewhere, like, I'm an in-person person. Like, everybody knows me. Like, I walk in and I'm like, oh, my God, what's up, Susan? you know, I was like, yo, my personality's gonna shine through. It's just gonna be dope. Like, I'm about to go in here and I'm about to be like, what's good? You know what I'm saying? When I did it, I was like, yeah, I'm doing great. Like, I'm doing awesome. Like, even up until when I sacrificed myself for Kyle, I'm like, I'm doing great. Like, I am the player, right? Like, literally, I was feeling this the whole time. I'm like, nobody. Y'all, I was literally like, nobody can touch me. Like, oh my God, I need to write a book on like how great I'm playing this game. I was clearly in a lot of denial. I didn't realize that there's a difference between online personality and in-person personality. And I think that was the biggest thing for me. That was like, you know, just a huge juxtaposition that it took me a minute to get used to. Being on this show showed me that like there is an energy that comes with a person when you meet them. You know, when you walk into a room and you interact with people, there's an energy there. And that energy being zapped out of the experience was jarring for me. Online, there's just so much more work I think you have to do to make people kind of like get into your world to really truly connect. And that's just something that I'm not used to. I do feel like there's a superficial aspect to just trying to get people to like you. Sending messages, just trying to make sure that they like what you're saying, whether or not you feel that way or not. Like, some of it's stupid to me.
We appreciate you sharing. And I think that's something, especially like post-pandemic, a lot of people have realized, including myself, that it makes a difference to get to know your coworkers or to like be with your friends.
Yeah.
And things can get lost in translation online and via text.
When you read something, you don't understand the context in a way that you do when you hear vocal inflection, in the way that you do when you look in someone's eyes, when you see their body language coupled with their words. It's two different worlds. That's something that I've definitely learned. Like, there's the online world, and then there's the real world. I honestly feel like there's a lot of people who have mastered the art of communicating online, but have not mastered the art of communicating in person. And I'm going to be honest with you, it does not translate. Meet people in real life, have those human connections, and that's honestly where I think so much growth happens.
Facts. You're dropping dimes. Hopefully people are listening and taking notes. We need in-person interaction, everybody. That's important.
Yes.
I'm curious, Charrisse, did you have like a specific plan or strategy coming into the show? Like, what was your game plan on how to win?
Honestly, I felt like my game plan was going to come in, and I thought that I was going to be everybody's little brother, right? Like, I felt like the way that I viewed my brother, I felt like I could just portray him as my brother and get that same reaction, right? Here's where I think it went left. I may view my brother as a little brother, but my brother's not my little brother anymore. You know, my brother is someone who people notice, someone who people see. And I don't think I took into account that everybody else who was playing was going to be his age. He wasn't going to be their younger brother. He wasn't going to be, you know, the little guy who everybody's like, yo, this is my little guy. Instead of him coming down to be everybody's little brother, I had to go up to be everybody's peer. And that was very difficult for me, being a 38-year-old woman who is like, look, 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'm in the bed. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I underestimated the leap I had to take to be on the same page and in the same level as some of the other players. It's probably been the most eye-opening time in my life because I'm realizing, like, I am getting older. Like, I don't relate in the ways that I thought that I might relate before. You know what I mean? Like, there are things that I just don't get. Like, there's references they would make, and I'm like, what's that? You know? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm the auntie, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh my, shut up. I never thought, no, I'm not. I'm auntie? Like, wait a minute.
That's such a good point because everyone in the circle is like 22, right?
Ooh.
Everyone is so young.
And I'm coming in like, oh yeah, he's going to be like everybody's little brother. Little brother? He's older than some of the people in the circle. Like, like, abort the mission now.
How would you know, right? Like, you don't know who's going to be on the cast and everyone until it starts.
Yeah.
What were your initial impressions of everyone? Like, who did you think, oh, I can trust them? I know the Bro Code Alliance and everything. Like, what did you think of everyone?
My initial thing, and there's like two minds that you have when you're in the circle. It's like, I'm in the circle, but then like, I'm in the circle, right? So like, for me, I was like, I'm in the circle, y'all are in the circle. Like, we family. From day one, we made it on this reality show. Like, we're best friends. And some of them are like, yeah, we made it on this reality show, but I'm still me, and like, I don't know you yet, and like, you know. And I'm like, we already have a shared experience. We're here, we're besties, we're friends for life. But I think some people were still in the beginning phases of the game. So for me, I'm the kind of person where in real life, even when I meet my brother's friends who I've never met before, I meet them and I'm like, yo, cuz, like, what's good? Like, you know, and they're like, yo, you're Paul's sister. And I'm like, no, you're my cousin. Like, you know, because I'm expecting us to just be besties. I'm expecting me to hit you up on a chat and be like, so tell me everything. And you just dish. You tell me everything because we're here, right? But that's not how some people saw it. Some people saw it as in like, yeah, but this is real life. Like, you haven't done the work to get me to tell you everything, you know. Some people have different barometers for what it takes to become a close friend. And I don't think I necessarily understood what that looks like online versus what that looks like in real life.
It makes a lot of sense. And it's crazy because I think, to your point, it shows like the personality difference.
Yeah.
And some people, they might be more guarded. Even though you're on like a social media show where you're supposed to like get to know people, they are coming at it from a different POV.
It seems like you were playing with your heart on your sleeve, right? And everyone else is kind of keeping their cards close to their chest.
Yeah, I mean, I play with my heart on my sleeve. At the same time, I'm a ball buster. I mean, I like, even when I'm with my family and with my friends, we crack jokes all day. I think I also kind of entered the circle thinking that people had tougher skin than I realized that people do. I mean, I come from a family that's like, you know, oh, you got something on your upper lip, like you need to get that, you know, like we're gonna straight tell you that. Whereas I realize that people in the circle be like, oh my God, I can't believe you would say something like that about that person. And I'm like, oh, that was offensive. Oh, okay. That's a Tuesday in my house. Like, you know, oh, okay, excuse me, sorry. It's a little harsh.
Like, you could tell a lot of people were playing polite in the circle. Yes.
That's a good way to put it.
For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
So what were your favorite and least favorite moments from the season? Highlights and lowlights.
I don't know. Let's start low. So one of my least favorite, and this was the first moment that I realized, because, you know, when you're in the show, you don't get to see your castmates' reactions. You don't get to see how they're dealing with things. And I think when I watched it back and I saw Steffi cry, being a girl's girl, like I'm the girl who, like, all my friends call and be like, girl, she's crying right now. And I'm like, I'm on my way. I'm picking up a bottle of wine. We're doing the ice cream thing. And girl, we're going to cry with you until the sun comes up. Like, that's me. So when I saw Steffi cry on camera, I realized that, like, this was really hitting her. Because when you come from a performance studies background, like, you realize that there's this fourth wall. You're playing a character, and like, if you cry, if you cuss each other out, curtain goes up and we move on, right? And I realized when I saw that she actually may have been affected, and that hurt. That actually hurt. We go through life and we don't understand sometimes how what we do affects other people, and I think that me seeing that some of the things that I may have thought were funny, some of the things that I may have thought were norm, just kind of like, you know, cracking jokes and like, we're just gonna get over them, I realized that everybody doesn't take it that way. And I think at that moment I realized, like, this experience may be different for everybody. Even as we were going through the experience, we were all in like group text messages, and some of us would experience hate online, and some of us would experience different things, and we'd be in our text message, and I'm realizing, like, whoa, this is not a performance, this is not just a television show. Some of the things that happened on that screen affected us. Be careful what you say. Be careful how you say it, because people really do get affected.
Yeah, the AI whole twist thing was so wild.
Yes.
And seeing Steffi, I felt so bad for her. She was like, they think I'm AI. They don't think I'm real. It was so sad.
I know. It was so sad. Steffi and I have hung out multiple times. Absolutely love her as a human being. It just makes me want to just, like, love her even more, because you realize that, like, she was genuinely in it. You know what I mean? Whereas someone like me, I was in it, but I'm like, I'm in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
You're having fun.
Like, you know?
What did you think of the whole AI twist in general?
The way it ended, I wish they would have kind of fleshed it out even more, right? Like, I mean, I felt like it kind of ended abruptly. They were like, here's the AI.
Anticlimactic.
Back to our regularly scheduled programming, and we're like, wait, what? I was a catfish, and I felt like people were on my heels. Like, I felt like people were like, yo, she ain't real. So when we brought this AI in, I was like, yo, take the heat off of my back. Like, I loved it. I'm like, yo, if you're not thinking about me, but you're thinking about the AI, we're good, because I definitely am human. I'm not who I say I am, but I'm human. So I love the AI. Like, I'm like, look, y'all want to throw in 9 more different false characters? Let's keep going. They're not sniffing me out.
So you talked about your least favorite moment. What were your highlights? What did you love the most about your experience?
I do.
Yeah, or
I do. I'm gonna tell y'all. See, they didn't show all the behind the scenes, and when we had this little rap battle, they didn't show all the behind the scenes. Y'all, I was so hyped that I was gonna be able to rap. Like, they gave me this little gold chain, and like I got all up in the camera, and I was like, "Yo, son, y'all gonna see me, son!" And like I'm like, and I know production was probably like, "Yo, we need to get her out of here like ASAP." Like, so I was so hyped. That was pretty cool. I hated those overalls. Hated them. That's not what I would have chosen as my outfit.
The outfits. Did they give you those to wear?
Honey, they gave us. I showed up at my front door and I would look at that and I'm like, y'all just couldn't find my size. I knew
the outfits were crazy.
They weren't trying to make me look fly. They wanted me to look cray cray. And like, I get it. We were making TV. My second favorite moment was when I saw Kyle. And it's actually, this is the crazy part. It's actually not seeing Kyle. It was seeing Deuce. Because Kyle, I love you, bro. You know you my bro. Solid as a rock. But like, I have a dog too. So I was missing my dog. And when you're a dog person, you're just a dog person. You're just like,
we're dog people.
Joy. You're dog people. Okay. Yeah. So when I walked in and I saw that little 4-legged cutie, I was like, cut the cameras. It doesn't matter. Like, I love seeing Deuce. He ate up my shoes. It was the cutest experience. That actually made my day. And I think I needed it because I think what people don't realize about the circle is you're locked away for weeks. No phone.
Ooh.
You're completely in the experience. When you're going through those roller coasters of life, like sometimes a companion or dog is like great. And I was a little jealous the fact that Kyle was able to bring his dog because I felt like that emotional support is so good, especially in an experience like that. So being able to see Deuce in that, it was so beautiful. Like it kind of gave me what I needed. It was like a little therapy session.
I love that.
Yeah,
Deuce was a highlight for me watching.
Girl.
I loved seeing Deuce. The star.
What? Oh my God,
cute.
I loved it.
You mentioned the behind the scenes and production a little bit. Can you just shed some light on like what it's actually like to like live that way?
Yeah, how did you spend your time during the day? I see you guys doing puzzles. What were you up to?
Girl, I was counting dots on the wall. I was like, how many pieces of lint can I find? I was actually really enjoying playing solitaire by myself. I read a couple of books. I did some puzzles. To be honest with you, I think so many times in life, we are so boggled down, but like just the constant interactions that we have with human beings and like the things we have to do. It was actually kind of pleasant to just pull away and do a puzzle. I read a whole book. Like, wow. This is sad to say.
That's hard to do.
Listen. I ain't read a whole book except when I was required to. It was definitely some boring moments, but I think that spending time with yourself sometimes actually gives you some revelation. And so like, I did some self-reflecting. I had some good moments.
So as a fan of reality TV like us, we always hear that, producers be producing. Did you feel like the show was scripted or edited in a way that was a little suspicious?
Let me tell you something. So like I said, my master's is in performance studies. So I get it, right? I know what we're trying to get. There are moments in production, and it is all real. None of it is scripted. It is completely real. All of those reactions are real. Everything that you see that you go through is real. But I do think that there are moments when you're looking at certain things, and from my perspective, I could tell that there's certain situations that are like, these are TV-worthy situations. Watching it back, there were certain things that I felt like was going to be like gold that I didn't see, right? Like the editing team didn't edit. Or like I'd be like, yo, this is the part right here. Like I remember when I said that one line and I never saw that line, So I think that sometimes you go in and you think you know what people are looking for, but people from the outside looking at you may have a different perspective. And so that's kind of interesting to see what you think people may connect with versus what production may think people connect with.
That's great to hear because you hear so much like, oh, reality TV is fake, but I'm glad that actually on The Circle it was unscripted and what you saw was what happened.
Yeah, I mean, people can give you notes, right? Like you can be like, oh, I hate her, and they may say like, You sure you want to say you hate her? Like, you know, people canceling people out here, and you'd be like, no, I mean, she's cool. I don't like her much, you know? I mean, you know, something like that. But other than that, no, it's you.
How did the producers interact with you and the other contestants? Were there, like, speakers? Because, right, you're trapped in this room by yourself. How did that work?
Yeah, so, I mean, people talk to you. You'll get a little something that'll say, like, you've got to chat with this person, and then you'll go in the room and have a chat with them. Honestly, when it came to the production team, it's more logistics than it is, like, really kind of getting involved in what you do. It's more just, like, letting you know what's up next. Like, hey, you gotta talk with this person, and it's like, oh, I gotta talk with Susie? Bring it on! Like, Susie, say less. I've been trying to talk to you. So, like, I mean, it's kind of like that.
So, do you decide who chats to who, or do the producers decide?
So you can put in a request, right? They can be like, I want to talk to Kyle, and they'll be like, all right, we'll see if Kyle's got time today. He might be talking to 5 other people, so if we can squeeze you in, you're squeezed in. For the most part, the most meaningful conversations that you want to have, you do get to have. It's a lot of moving parts, and so everybody's trying to talk to everybody. There's like 7 or 8 contestants, and so everybody's trying to have a conversation about what they think is important, and so like trying to get everybody scheduled in where you can. Some things slip through the cracks, but for the most part, you get to talk to who the most important people are that you need to talk to.
And in terms of the cast, it seemed like, right, you really connected with Kyle. It was like the bro code. You like QT. Like, was that true? Do you really have relationships with them? Do you stay in touch with them? Like, how do you feel about the cast in those relationships?
Yeah, honestly, like, so every time I see QT, I'm like, girl. So what's going on with you and Miles, girl? Like, like
we need to know.
I'm a girl's girl. I'm like,
invested.
honey,
I'm so invested,
girl. I'd be in the window like, what y'all doing? Like, girl, I am so into their. Every time they post something online, I'm the first one. I'm like, what y'all? What's happening? What y'all got going on? But I love them. I love Miles. Miles is such a sweetheart. Miles calls me sometimes. And he's like another little brother. My closest connection on the cast would probably be Jordan. He's my heart. I love Jordan so much. I just love Jordan so much. Jordan is so sweet. We both lived in Texas. Jordan took me out on my birthday. We had a blast. Took me like days to recover. And so when it takes you days to recover, you're like, oh my god, I love you so much. We did, we had a time, right? Like, so Jordan is the one on the cast that I know we're gonna have a time. Like, if Jordan be like, Caress, I'm coming in town, I'm like, bro, I gotta clear the week. Like, Like, what are we doing? Yeah, I'm definitely always in QT's business. Kyle is cool too. That's my bro. We did a little something with my brother the other day. Every time I get with Kyle, though, we are cracking up. Like, I promise you, he's that guy that you look at from across the room and you be like, and then we just bust out laughing. Like, bro, you saw what I saw? Like, you saw what I saw? Like, but yeah, we have a good time. It's a good cast. It was a good cast. Like, they're all family.
So are QT and Miles, are they... What do we know?
Girl, you're not about to... You trying to... No. QT gonna be calling me like, girl, really? Like, listen, I'm watching just like y'all watching. I am... Every time they post, I'm like, what? You said what? Y'all went where? Like, girl, I don't know. I'm with it. I'm gonna rejoice as much as y'all gonna rejoice. Honey,
yes,
I'm watching.
I'm so here for the relationship. One of my favorite moments from the season when they finally got to meet in person.
Yes!
Oh my!
And Miles came out with his little rodeo outfit on,
strutting in. Barbie and Ken.
Love it so much, but they are 2 amazing human beings in real life, and so I think that matters.
Some other moments from the season that we just have to ask you about.
Okay.
You mentioned it when you sacrificed yourself for Kyle. That was so iconic, amazing. Just like, take us back to that moment. Like, why did you feel like you had to do that?
So I remember when it first flashed across the screen that we had to choose, and I remember saying this. I was like, "This isn't me." Like, I was like, I don't back down. Like, I'm a competitor. I've been a competitor my whole life. Like, I'm like, if you want Carresse to walk away, you got the wrong person. Like, you don't, what? I'm not doing this. This is stupid. Like, let me talk to production. But at the same time, I don't know what it is, y'all, but like, I knew I wasn't doing that great in the competition. Like, there comes a moment. There's a difference between moments when you have confidence and moments when you have a reality check. And I think you have to be able to have a barometer that can tell the difference between the two. Of course, the inside of me is like, don't give up, never back down. But at the same time, there's another part of me that says, okay, but what's for you is for you. This may not be for you. And so, when I was really sitting there with it, because they left me alone for a minute to really contemplate, what that decision was going to be. And I just looked at it and I genuinely felt like I was at the bottom. And if I was at the bottom, the kind of person who I am, I don't take nobody with me. If anything, I'm going to sacrifice myself so y'all can keep on going, I watched all those Hollywood shows, and I wanted to be the girl who'd be like, no, save yourselves! Like, don't worry about me, right? Is this my save yourselves moment? Like, is this my save yourselves moment? And it so happened to be that. After I met Kyle, I was so happy about my decision. Because even after I said it, I was like, all right, and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, Carresse, you just gave away $100,000. What if you're not the one that's at the bottom? But like, in hindsight, I realized like, yes, I was at the bottom. Yes, I felt great about saving Kyle. And so I walked away holding my head high.
Such an admirable choice. And honestly, one of the best like reality TV moments I feel like I've seen.
Oh, thank you.
I'll take it. Like it was the arc that you had. I feel like, oh my gosh. Carresse saving the day. It was like a really good way to go out.
Thank you. A lot of people hated me. Like that week that they did that they did a cliffhanger right before I made the decision. I got so much hate. Like people were like, you need to sacrifice yourself in real life. You selfish human being. Like, we know you're not going to sacrifice yourself. You're a horrible human being. You've been selfish the whole show and blah, blah, blah. And like, I remember I even called my mom that week and I was like, I'm going to hop off this week. I'm gonna give the socials a break. Afterwards, though, I did get a lot of messages that were like, "Yo, we're so sorry. I take back what I said to you last week." And I was like, "Wow, people are so quick to judge." And it really just showed me where we are as a human society. Like, so many times we look at things and we think we have the full picture and we don't. Just give it time. Yeah. And you'll see people for who they truly are.
The social media behavior is so bad.
So bad. So bad.
How did you like protect your mental health when like stuff like that was happening?
I'm not going to lie. I went out like... I called the homies and I'm like, girl, we going out tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, like, and I'm out like, I'm out just enjoying myself. And I just, sometimes I think that when life gets crazy, you pull away, you connect with the people that you love the most. You do the things that make you happy and you don't think about it, and that was one of the things in preparing for the show. I knew that there was a possibility that social media could get crazy. And coming from someone who was not big on social media before the show even started, I was like, it's nothing for me to be like, goodbye Facebook, goodbye IG, like not right now. I've done 2-year hiatuses and came back like, what's good, y'all? So I was like, in the event that things get crazy, I'm just gonna pull away. And that's exactly what I did. I went into the real world instead of being on social media, and it helped me get through it.
I'm sorry that happened to you, that people were acting that way.
Haters.
Yeah, haters are gonna hate. They're lost because they're great.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
So I think we're ready to play our game. We have a segment called Red Flag, Green Flag, 1, 2, 3. First, is it a red flag to play a catfish on the circle? So, right, Paul, Olivia.
It's a red flag. And
yes.
Wow. I know, right? I know.
Okay.
It's a red flag because I'll say this. The biggest response I've gotten since I've been on the show was everybody has said I should have played myself. After seeing the show, I should have played myself. I think it probably would have been different if I was playing a girl my age. If you can get a catfish that is like close to what you actually are in real life, it's easier. However, I think that it definitely is going to push your game in a way that if you can avoid having the extra pressure, avoid it. That's why I say kudos to Brandon, because he played a catfish, different gender, different everything, and he still nailed it. And I think that that's admirable. Like, it's hard.
Wow, I did not see that coming.
No.
We love it. A spicy response.
Spicy.
Is it a green flag to find a romantic connection on the circle?
Ooh.
Like QT and Miles.
Oh, honey. It depends on the world we're talking about. Now, this is where I think we have to bring in that high level of thinking. You're on a reality show, but there's the real world and their response to you being on a reality show. How do you capitalize off of the opportunities that are in front of you? I feel like having a connection with someone that can transcend outside of the show that you're currently on gives you longevity in the public eye. It keeps people interested in your storyline outside of the show that you're on. So if we're talking about a high level thinking, getting with somebody on a reality show, absolutely. People are going to continue to stay tuned in. Even after the show ends, now you have something for them to continue to want to watch, right? So if we're talking about a strategic outlook on what you're doing, absolutely. Make lifelong connections that can carry you on through. Now, if we're talking about just like for a personal connection, I don't really think that television romances work. You really ain't my type, but since we on camera together, like I'm gonna go ahead and, you're gonna be my boo thing. But I don't necessarily know if they transcend into real life.
I love that way of thinking about it. I never thought about that strategic POV. It's true. Like, I'm invested in QT and Miles.
Absolutely.
Like, I want to see what's going on.
Absolutely. Outside of the show, they continue to keep you interested, right? Like, you see them on a date on social media, you're like, oh my God, are they really dating? It's great. Yeah. Like, and when you think about the things that you do in life, like you have the opportunity you're in, but then you also have to think about how the opportunity you're in can lead to more opportunities for you later. And I think having a dual mindset whenever you're doing something is so strategic and important to really growing you as a human being. So I think that's something you have to take into account.
Always have like that strategic mindset.
Absolutely.
Like what's the value for you? Like what can you
what's the big picture here? Like, are we trying to get people to tune in just now or forever? Like, and so how do I get you invested? How do I reel you in? How do I bait you to where you're interested in my story, you're interested in who I am, to continue that going on? And so I think QT is a genius.
Round of applause.
Snap for QT.
Yeah. Snap.
On to our overall parting thoughts of The Circle Season 6. Was this season a wait or a watch? Carrisse, what do you think?
I think it's definitely a watch. I think that
for sure.
it definitely was different. I think we added something different than some of the other seasons that you may have seen. All in all, I think that we gave people an entertaining, show to watch, and I think that's what it's all about. It's entertainment, right? So if you were waiting to the next week to see what happened, I think we did the job. We understood the assignment.
100%.
Yes, you did.
As someone who had never seen this show before, I was hooked. I was like, how have I not watched this before?
Yes.
And maybe it was like this season in particular, because I've heard this season was particularly good.
Yeah.
But I was like so into it. I couldn't wait for the next week.
Love it. Ace the test.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Good job.
Reflecting on it, Carrisse, would you like do the circle all over again?
Yeah. I definitely do the circle all over again. Would I play my brother? I don't know. This has brought my brother and I super close together, right? Like,
wow.
So him and I being 11 years apart, like, we've been apart for quite some time. So me doing this show, just as a family, it has brought us closer together, even though we're all here, and all over the place. So would I do it again just like this? For my family's sake, 1,000%. I do it just like this. Never would change a thing. If I was doing it for the entertainment's sake, I'd definitely try it as myself and see what happens.
So,
yeah.
Circle All Stars.
Hey!
Come on.
Let's make
go.
it happen.
Yo, speak it, sis. Speak it.
Yes. Carrisse on season 1 of Circle All Stars.
Oh,
like,
I love
I'm
it.
here for it. Let's go.
Like, call the mayor. I'm here for it.
Would you recommend doing it? Having been on the show, would you be like, oh, you should go in the circle? Or are you like, I'm not sure?
You know what I think? I think that people who have done the internal work to have the thick enough skin to be in the limelight, completely themselves, and be okay with maybe not always coming out how you saw yourself. I think that is something that you have to really assess.
Yeah.
Have you done the internal work to be okay to laugh at yourself? To be okay to be like, every part of me isn't perfect, to be in the limelight? And do you have the tools that you may need to deal with some of the aftermath. Like I said, I had to pull away that 1 week that it got kind of crazy for me. Like, are you capable of pulling away, compartmentalizing the experience from your reality? And if you can say yes to both of those, and I think then, yeah, go on the show, you know, have some fun. But make sure you've done the private work that you need to be in the public eye.
I think that's great advice. And for everyone listening who's thinking about going on a reality show, listen.
Yeah, for sure.
Take note.
Yes, Shelby and I were manifesting. We want to go on the Amazing Race together as a team.
We do.
Okay, team. Okay, squad. Yo, if I see y'all on there, I'm sending you a message like, out here though, like.
Yeah, we're putting it out into the universe.
Nice.
Yes.
I love that for you. I love that for you all.
Thank you. I think that's the only reality show I could do.
Yeah?
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's intense. That ain't no joke. Like,
we gotta start getting our, in shape now.
So on to our what to watch segment. So here, Charrisse, we just talk about what's coming up related to the circle, and we're gonna ask, what are you watching these days? Like, what are things you're enjoying?
Yeah, I just saw Loot on Apple TV, so I just watched that. I finished it last night, so that was pretty good. I hate that Bridgerton is on a pause right now. I love Bridgerton. I've watched.
I know. And the batches are annoying.
Why are we doing this? So I'm waiting for that to come out. I've watched all the ultimatums right now. South Africa, the new one. Like, I'm like glued. I'm like, huh? Like, girl, I'll be so into the show. Life's got to be lived too at the same time. So I'm trying to squeeze in some shows when I can.
Yes.
That's real.
Have you met any other Netflix reality stars, or have you gotten to do any cool, fun things? Like, what perks have you gotten since the show?
Yeah, so, I told you guys I like The Trust. One of my favorite characters on The Trust was Tolu. And she came to our watch party, and I actually saw her. And I don't get starstruck, right? Like, but I was so excited to meet her. Because it wasn't like, oh my God, you're you. It was like, oh my God, girl, we got to hang out, And so, like, I saw her and I was like, oh my God, sis. So she's super cool in real life. Such a amazing human being. So I just love seeing her. I've gone to this mansion party with Netflix reality stars, which was super dope. It was like overlooking the Hollywood Hills. My brother came. Definitely had imposter syndrome. Did not feel like I should have been there, but I was so excited to be there, and I thought that it was such a super dope experience. I went to Netflix as a joke fest, and so that was fun too. Yeah, and like I said, I've just moved to LA, so just kind of getting more into the mix has been something that's been happening over time. So I'm excited to see what comes next. But yeah, they keep us busy. Like, once you get into the Netflix thing, you're like in it. Check your emails daily. You never know, somebody be like, "Look, we got a party on a boat. You coming?" Like, heck yeah! Like, I'm coming. Let's go.
Yes, the Netflix reality universe.
Yes.
Charrisse, you're there to stay.
I'm here to stay. Like, only up from here. Let's go.
Of course, we're excited for The Circle season 7 whenever that comes out.
Oh yeah.
Either later this year or early next.
Yeah.
And also Perfect Match season 2. Do you watch Perfect Match?
I do watch Perfect Match. Tolu is actually on this season, so I'm excited to see her.
Okay.
I know some of the inside beats, but either way, I can't wait to see. I love love. Like, who doesn't love love, honey? I'm like, ooh,
love.
don't you love love?
Yes.
Girl, shut up. I love
all the love shows. Sign me up.
I'm like, yeah, I'm super excited about Perfect Match. I will be watching front row and center, so I can't wait.
We're excited too.
Yay.
Yeah, they just recently released the cast, and I was just really excited about it. So we'll have to catch up and hear your thoughts.
Oh yeah,
about
let's dish
Perfect
it,
Match.
honey. Let's dish it. I'm with it.
And Charrisse, what is next for you? Like, what are you looking forward to? What's going on?
What is next for Charrisse? So I'm still doing some of the stuff I was doing prior to the circle. So I do a lot of stuff with colleges and universities. So I'm still hosting shows for colleges. I'm DJing some homecoming events coming in September and October and August. So I'm excited about that. Writing some new poetry. And really trying to get more into the hosting thing. Like, for me, like I said, I'm an in-person person. So I love interacting with people in real time. So just looking for some more opportunities where I can really do that and just kind of create this community where people feel safe, where they feel valued, where they feel free to communicate and be themselves. And so we'll see where that takes me. But I'm out here though. Your girl is out here.
Out in LA,
Out
ready
in
to go.
LA. Let's do it. Yeah.
Ready to mingle?
Hey,
yes.
Single, ready to mingle, honey. Like clink clink, lock me in. Like what? Where you at?
Hot girl summer is upon us. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's time.
Say less. Say less.
I can't. And I have to know, does this rap gene must run in the family?
I guess.
We know Paul's a great rapper, but then I saw you on the show. I was like, oh my gosh, it must be hereditary.
We used to rap like we would. My mom would be like, "Y'all have to do the dishes tonight." We'd be like, "Okay." It would take us 4 hours to do the dishes, so we would be in there like, "Yeah, mic check 1 2." Like, girl, since we can remember, we were rapping. So like, yeah, it's a family thing for sure.
To close this out, will you give us like a little freestyle?
Oh my god! All right, let's see if we can get a little. Chilling with my girls on the podcast, talking lots of smack, and the smack gon' last. Sisters who watch, cause you know we hit the spot. Coming in, you know we come in there, we drop it hot. Like, hey, when you listen good. All up in the spot, cause you know we do like, yeah, that's all I got. I don't know.
Amazing. Bravo. Encore.
That was so good.
No, I'm done.
Wow.
Amazing.
On the spot and everything.
Hey.
Wow.
Wow, guys, this is amazing.
Yes.
This has been so much fun.
So much fun.
Good stuff, exactly.
Yes,
so much.
So good. Oh my gosh, of course. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping some tea, some lyrics.
Some bars.
Hey, really.
Yes.
And but before we go, we have to tell us where the people can follow you, to keep up with what's, going on.
Listen, I'm so excited. People have been following me on Instagram. Like, I went from 3,000 to almost 15K. So thanks to everybody who's been doing that. Follow me on Instagram, _Lady Carresse. We try to get the TikTok up. Right, so like we got the Instagram, it's been TikTok. Hit me at Lady Carresse. I'm on Snapchat too. Just got on Snapchat, so that's Lady Carresse as well. If you just want to kind of research some of the stuff I do, just check out. Literally, go to Google, type in Lady Carresse. You'll see some of my poetry videos. You'll see a bunch of little fun stuff that I've done all over the country for years. And so, but yeah, that's how you can check me out and keep posted on what I got going on.
Yes.
I love it.
Go support Carresse. Show her some love. Give her a follow.
Yes, please.
Yes. Wow. This has been such an amazing episode. Shelby and I have had so much fun. Wow, Carresse, you're amazing. You're amazing.
You guys are too.
We can't wait to see what comes next for you.
Yay.
Yes. So if you enjoyed this episode of Sisters Who Watch, give us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts. Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen, 5 stars. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, all at Sisters Who Watch. And go buy our merch. Right. Go buy our merch on our website, sisterswhowatch.com. Go to our shop tab and go get yourself some merch.
Hey.
Yes. We want to hear from y'all. Please DM us on social media. You can email us at sisterswhowatch@gmail.com. Comment on our posts. Reach out because we're grateful for your support and want to stay in touch.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Stay watching.
Stay watching.